Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions. I'm your host, Ringo. Top of the morning, we are back again with another one. We're going to do a lot of reading this morning. We're going to read various different information, kind of bring out all these different things in hopes to bring people up to speed with different updates and things that were shared in the media regarding the case of Stefan Twitch Boss. I mean, they did this one fast. I mean, when you really think about it, I never seen somebody, get murdered and the media just brushed it under the rug real fast. I mean, they just, sad situation. Like I'm hearing that they had already done an autopsy already. like everything come back fast, like real quick. And they just put this man to rest. Like, okay, suicide. And this is a pattern that they do all the time to people in the industry. They do this all the time. And I'm like, wow. But I got a lot of things I want to share in this particular stream. So we're going to be doing a lot of reading, right? A lot of reading, kind of bring people up to date on what's going on because, a lot of people may not even know what's going on. But if you've been following all the streams thus far, it's very clear and evident that Stefan was murdered, and the media is basically saying that he deleted himself. The wife haven't come out yet to cry. She haven't come out yet to say she's not gonna accept the narrative that is put out there, which to me is a red flag. It's just not making any sense. And good morning to everybody in the chat. Welcome to the stream, Ringo TV Reactions. Appreciate everybody joining us early in the morning. All right. It's like they totally just forgot about this guy and they just want to write him off as just another victim of suicide. And I think that's unacceptable, because if that's the case, who's next? I've been reading the comments lately, and just a comment I seen the other day. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I can pull this up, to tell you the truth, but I would love to pull this comment up, man, because it speaks volumes of the type of things that we deal with, man, when it comes to comments. But I'll just speak on it without wasting my time pulling it up. But somebody came into one of the video streams that I did. A woman, or whatever the case is, she claimed was in the medical field for about 20 years or something along them lines. And she's basically saying, yeah, I've seen many people do this. Matter of fact, let me get the damn comment. Let me get the comment, man, because this is really bad, right? Hold on a second. Let me turn this thing off real quick so that it doesn't mess up my volume in my stream. So let me see if I could do this real fast. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to the actual video so I can get the comment. Hope this doesn't mess nothing up, but we're going to try to see if we could get it, because I like to make sure that I'm, speaking on what I'm talking about and you can actually see it. But it was a comment that someone had left, and I want to read it because it speaks volumes to what's going on. Let me see where in the world it is. Trying to find this thing, man, because I want to read exactly what it is. I don't know exactly which video it was in. I know I seen it this morning, and I responded to it, I think. No, that's not it. I really would like to find that comment, because what it does, it shows where we are in the world, on how people. Oh, I think I know. Let me see. Wait. No, that's not it. That's not it. Da, 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 da. It was somebody that came in there and they said something along the lines of, you know, they got certain amount of years in the medical field or something along them lines. And I want to read their comment. I'm not sure which video was in. It was a recent comment. It's not in this video, so it's probably in the next one. Let me see. It's probably in the next one. I don't know. I really don't know at the moment. It's not this one. It's not that one. I think I seen it on my phone. I wanted to get to that comment because it speaks volumes of the type of things that we deal with in the world and how they're going to continually brush this stuff under the rug. So I want to see if it's on my phone. Let me see. Because if not, then I'm going to have to probably do a separate video with it to make my point. But I like to find the comments. Oh, I know how I can find it. I know how. Let me see. I know how I could find it. I would have to go to the studio section and look up comments. And it should bring up everything. Let me see. All right. I don't see nothing there. Because I know I responded to the comment. I know I responded to it. But sometimes I respond to comments early in the morning. And for whatever reason, my comment didn't even go through. It's like YouTube just removes my comment, even though. Let me see. Wait. I'm trying to think. Hold on a second. Was it on my YouTube channel? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I'm trying to think. Was it on my YouTube channel or was it somewhere else? I'm gonna have to find that comment another time. But I tried. That's all that matters. Because I get these kind of comments all the time where people, they come into the topics and they be like, yeah, you know, I'm from the medical field and I've been doing this for 100 years. Because I responded to the person. I know I responded to the person. It's just that I don't see where in the world the comment would go. It's like, it's weird. Normally they have it because I want to show you it and I want to study it because again, when I do these videos, I like to, you know, make my points and talk about these issues because it's very serious. Let me see if it's in this video. Let me see. There's a recent comment. I just started talking about this, man. Let me see. I should have damn took the comment. Normally I do that. Normally when I get comments and whatnot, I screenshot and then go to work and do my thing. But I don't see it. Let me see. I'm gonna give it one last shot. One last shot to try to find that comment. Okay, I got it. Here we go. All right, I got the comment. Okay. Let me see. Let me screenshot the whole comment. It's actually in my latest video that I just did. And I responded to the person. And I want to start off the show with that. And then we're going to kind of break things down. Do what we got to do. All right, so I got the comment. Okay. All right. Now, let's get back down to business now. Okay. Let me add this into the video so that we can all see this. All right, here is their comment. Here is my response. Let me set this up because I'm editing as I go. All right. Now, the reason why I got to do all of this is because, again, we're dealing with a serious issue here. And I don't like when people, they just make it seem as if though people who self-delete, like they're just unpredictable and you just don't know what they're doing and they just do whatever. I don't buy that. All right. So now the person says they always start their comments off with, they love my show. They always do that. Right. That's sort of like a way of saying, hey, don't respond back to me. Don't give me no pushback because I love your show. And if you give me any pushback, I'm not going to love your show. Right. So they says, love your show. I've worked in the medical field for years. Now, once someone starts off, I worked in the medical field for years, what they're essentially saying is, I know more than you. You don't know anything. I'm better than you. I'm more qualified to speak on the issues than you. That's pretty much what they're saying right there. So she goes on, I've worked in the medical field for years, over 30 years. So, they gotta, poke their ego and their chests out, right? Over 30 years, I've seen several people delete themselves that come from extremely loving families, as if though she know these people's families, right? Now, again, this is supposed to be a person that claimed that they worked in the medical field for years, but all of a sudden they know that these people who deleted themselves, that they came from loving families, right? There's no way you can know that, right? The person goes on and says, no amount of love sometimes isn't enough. So basically they're saying is, even if Twitch was loved 1,000 times more and he had all the love from his wife, if he had everything going on for himself, that somehow, some way, it doesn't matter. He's going to still go out there and delete himself. You know what I mean? It doesn't even make no sense. But this is exactly what's going on in today's day, right? So she goes on and it says, no amount of love sometimes isn't enough due to normal hormonal imbalance. They are sometimes paralyzed to ask for help. Even if you ask if they are okay, they will say they're fine. As far as Tabitha, I think she's genuine. The wife is going to grieve. The wife is going to grieve for now in private. Most people do. She might come out later to social media, but not now. Let's not overanalyze. Now, this person is telling me how to do my job when I've been doing this for 1,000 years, right? Now, I come back in and I said, so why are you overanalyzing? I don't care if you worked in the medical field for 100 years. Stefan didn't delete himself due to no crappy mental illness. He was murdered. You're just being emotional in the comments. That doesn't work on a rational thinking man of truth. You see, a lot of people that come to my platform, right, be agents that just come here to waste their time. I mean, if you're not here to learn anything, you're wasting your time. Like, you're wasting your time being here, because I know you're an agent who was sent by the devil to try to distract people from the truth that this man was murdered. Now, this woman claims she was in the medical field for 30 years, but she's not. She's not. She says, I've worked in the medical field for 30 years, right? And she's seen several people delete themselves that come from extremely loving families. You don't know how these families are to even claim that they're loving families, right? She basically said no amount of love sometimes isn't enough. So if that's the case, then anyone that have any of these alleged problems, right? Guess what? They're doomed, and there's nothing you can do about it. So that means that anyone that have any sort of mental illness or whatever you want to call that crap, because it's not mental illness. It's called demonic possession. Do you understand? Demonic possession. demonic oppression. It is when you are attacked by demons. It's when you embody spirits and they control your mind. Do you understand me? There is no such thing as mental illness. These are names they put on it because they just don't understand what's wrong with you. Do you understand me? Ladies and gentlemen, it's just like what they did to Dave Chappelle. Remember when Dave Chappelle was out here and people thought he was crazy? Oh, he went to Africa and he turned down a $50 million deal or whatever the case is. And everybody was out here saying that Dave Chappelle is crazy. He's crazy. And he went on the Oprah Winfrey show and he made it very clear that these are labels they throw on you because they just don't understand you. So they call you crazy. It's like, if I can't figure you out, you're crazy. If you going through some episode, you got mental illness. But they don't even know what they're talking about. They just label it mental illness because they don't know what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, for the record, I'm going to prove to you with receipts. I'm going to prove to you right now how in the medical field, they say one thing, and then in today's day, they normalize it. In the medical records, in the books, in the medical records, they identified people that live the alternative life, right? Listen to me. People that live the alternative life. For those that may not understand, they celebrate the rainbow flag. They labeled that lifestyle in the medical books, you understand, as some sort of disease, as some sort of mental problem. Do you know that? Put a 1 in the chat if you know that is a fact. That's a fact. This is in history. They label people who live the alternative lifestyle as some sort of disorder, as some sort of mental illness. This is in the medical books, on record. Do you understand me? So now what happened? Today, guess what happened? They took it out of the books and they normalized it now. Now it's okay. You see how that works? So now what do you think is going on with this? They're just calling it mental illness. Oh, you commit suicide? Oh, you got mental illness. You need a doctor. You need medicine. You see how that works? Look it up, people. Go look it up and you'll see for yourself, because a lot of people are just not educated. I'm just letting you know. Again, if you want to hide anything from a black man or a black woman, put it in a book. These are facts that I'm saying. You know what I mean? Go look it up. People who live the alternative lifestyle, they labeled it as a condition that dealt with mental illness, that dealt with some sort of disorder, some sort of problem that you got mentally. That's how they labeled it. And now today it's normalized. See that? So what they're doing now is they're trying to normalize suicides and mental illness. That's what they're doing right now. They're basically saying that it's normal. That's basically what they're doing. They're making you accept it as something that's, you know, we got no control over. They're going to do it anyway, because if you read this person's comment, she said, no amount of love sometimes isn't enough. So if no, and notice her wording, people. She says, due to hormonal imbalance. That's the same wordplay they used for people who live the alternative life. They talked about this in the books of medicine. They talked about how due to abnormal hormonal imbalance, this is why they do what they do. These are in record books. Do you understand me? That's what's going on. You see? But now it's considered normal. It's celebrated now. You have celebrations, you have parades, you have holidays now. But now this person that claimed they worked in the medical field, they said no amount of love isn't enough due to hormonal imbalance. They are sometimes paralyzed to ask for help. So if they are sometimes paralyzed to ask for help, that means you would never know if they need help, because you're claiming that they're paralyzed. How are they paralyzed? Answer that, Miss Doctor. How are they paralyzed? How? What causes them to be paralyzed? You don't know. You don't know. I don't want to hear nothing from anybody in any damn medical field. This is a spiritual war where demons are engulfing the minds of people. And we cover up the truth by saying they are having a mental episode. What do you mean by a mental episode? You know, what are you talking about? Well, you know, they due to hormonal imbalance. What does that mean? What are you crazy? They are sometimes paralyzed to ask for help. Even if you ask if they are okay, they will say they are fine. So the person is basically suggesting that tWitch, if he was asked by his wife, "Are you okay, honey?" "Yes, dear, I'm okay. I'm perfectly fine." That's basically what they're saying. These are crisis actors. That's what I call these kind of people who comment. Because they're not focused on the issues at hand. They're not thinking logically. They're a part of the narrative of he deleted himself. And then they tell me, "I love your show." Please, you don't love my show. If you did, you would know the truth. Right? So they go on and they say, they will say they're fine. As for Tabitha, I think she's genuine. How you know she's genuine? What are you talking about? A woman crying out of the blue on social media and recorded herself doing that? That's not genuine. That's called an act. If you want to cry, go cry in a corner. Nobody cries and records themselves. If anything, if you cried, you would delete the video and say, "I'm not putting this on social media." Anybody that cry on camera and record it, it's not crying authentically or genuinely. They are doing an act because they want people to see their tears. Well, you know, I think she's genuine. Obviously, if you think she's genuine, you are not a medical professional. Because obviously, if that is considered genuine to you, then nobody should take anything you say seriously. And then on top of that, to add insult to injury, this person is now the spokesperson for the family. She says the wife is going to grieve for now in private, as if though she knows the person personally. Most people do. She might come out later to social media, but not now. Wow, you must know this person the way you're talking. Of course she's going to come out later because I've already done put out everything. So if she come out later trying to claim that her husband struggled with depression or anything like that, we already done know she lying because I already called it out. You know what I mean? And then she tells me, let's not overanalyze, as if though she knows my job. Woman, you've been in the medical field allegedly for 30 years. I've been doing this all my life. So don't tell me to, let's not overanalyze. You stay in your lane, I'll stay in mine. And obviously you don't have the expertise that I have to talk on these issues, or else you would have a platform and you would be a so-called influencer out here fighting for the justice of tWitch. Certainly you're not. You out here trying to fight for a lie. The man was murdered. Murdered. You understand? He didn't die of no, self-inflicted gunshot wound. No, the man was murdered. You know what I mean? Now, that's just my introduction. Okay? So let's get into this thing real quick. Let's find out what the mom is saying, because, we got a lot of different things to read. I'm going to try to get through this thing quick. You know what I mean? It goes on and it says, Stefan Twitch boss mom's heartfelt goodbye. Your mother loves you to eternity and beyond. The heartfelt words of his mom. They want you to believe this brother deleted himself because he just was struggling and no amount of love could have saved him, because he's paralyzed with fear and unable to ask for help, even though he had everything going on in his life good. Nothing was bad. Nothing was bad in his life. Now, matter of fact, let me throw this out there. I'm going to throw this out there. I'm just going to say what people thinking. I'm the voice of the people. Could it be possible that Twitch boss was living a double life in terms of the alternative life, having some sort of affair with a dude? I'm just throwing it out there. I don't care who get upset, whatever the case is. I got to put it out there. Because what other reason you going to go delete yourself for if you got everything going on in your life? I'm just thinking logically. If he deleted himself because of some sort of fear and problem he's going through, then could it be possible that this man had some sort of alternative lifestyle that he had going on? Because I looked at his movements and everything that was going on the Ellen DeGeneres show, and there's some red flags that went off. Somebody sent me some videos and I saw some things that I didn't like. I saw some things that didn't look good. I saw them doing things to this brother on set, on stage, and I didn't like how that stuff was looking. And I'm saying to myself, wait a minute now. This ain't that of a masculine man. A masculine man not gonna put himself in a position like this to let anybody do any of these things to him. I would not be playing around like this, you know? So I'm trying to figure this thing out. And again, I'm just the voice of the people right now. I'm trying to figure this thing out. Could it be possible that tWitch may have been living a double life, and his relationship to his wife was possibly an alleged beard? Could it have been? And it was gonna all come out and something happened and he deleted himself, because that's the only logical explanation for this situation right now. He wasn't doing bad financially, right? He had a wife, he had kids, he had everything going for himself. So what else would be the problem? What else could be the issue that would make a man go end his life? It's sort of like shame and disgrace and embarrassment. It's sort of like, man, I cannot live if this person come out and tell everybody about what I've been doing all this time. I've even heard on the Ellen DeGeneres show where tWitch said something along the lines of, on your show, I was able to be myself. Those kind of words, I'm able to be myself. I'm able to be myself. It's like, it just sounds like that of the alternative. And I'm trying to say, listen, everybody dance. I mean, what do you mean be yourself? What are you talking about? And we're going to do a review of that video too. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that tWitch was murdered. I believe that somebody murdered him. But let's just look at this thing for what it is. Let me play devil's advocate for a moment. What if he did commit self-deletion? What would be the motive and the reason? He have money, he have a family, he have the love of his mom, his dad, his grandfather. He have all of this going for himself. What would make this man want to go end his life when he was just dancing with his wife the other day and post videos online? And they just celebrated their 9th year anniversary. Why would he pop up and go and start to go on a mission to end his life? Why would he do that? Why would he do that? Nobody can answer that question. The only reason a man would do something like that is if somebody got a secret that they are going to out, and that man began to be full of fear because somebody showed him the tape, sent him the tape, probably told him, look, you better come to this hotel room. If you don't do X, Y, and Z, we're releasing the tape. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in the music industry, movie industry, and so forth, I'm gonna tell you a secret that they do. A lot of times they got secrets on every artist, every musician, videotapes, where they did some sort of sexual thing, some sort of ritual or whatever the case is, and they keep these things on file just in case somebody get out of line. They'll bring it back up and they'll use it to extort you to do whatever they want. And it could be a situation where they said, look, either you do this or we're gonna release the tape. And it could be a very, very damaging tape to damage a person's reputation and a person's image. That's the only reason why this man would be forced to put himself in that position, because of the stress, the embarrassment, and the shame of knowing that his family will see him on a damn tape that's floating around the internet. Do you understand me? Look, I am thinking 100% logical. I am a rational thinking man. I am not gonna sit here and take the bait in terms of this man just deleting himself when he had everything going for himself. No, something went wrong, something happened, somebody sent him something that made him storm out of his house, and he went to a hotel. Why did he go to the hotel? Did he go there to meet somebody? Was he there with somebody? Was he allegedly there with a woman? Was he allegedly there with a man? What happened? Why would you leave your house if you're going to delete yourself? You would not leave your house. People who self-delete just delete themselves. They don't go to some damn hotel and waste their time. These are normally what happen when there's a blood sacrifice. When there's a blood sacrifice, people do stuff like that in hotel rooms. You know what I mean? Let's find out what the moms say, man, because a lot of times people are thinking these thoughts. People are thinking exactly what I'm saying. I'm just repeating what people are saying. Do I know that to be a fact? No. These are all alleged. Everything I'm saying is alleged. When I talk and I speculate about different issues, it's so that we can have the discussion to find out what's going on, because nobody don't want to know what's going on. You just want to believe a man murdered himself. For what reason? What would be the motive? If somebody robs somebody, there's a motive. If somebody kills somebody, there's a motive. If somebody delete themselves, there's a motive. Why they did it. Why? You know? Also, let me respond to this comment here. Let me respond to this comment. Truth be told said, black folks, it's not the norm for us. That's BS. I'm not buying into this nonsense. Y'all gotta stop this type of stuff. Y'all gotta stop saying, you know, what's not normal for us. People delete themselves all the time. White, black, Asian, it doesn't matter who you are. When you're possessed with the devil, you'll do it. You know what I mean? This is not like, this only affects white folks. No. You know what I mean? You just probably haven't seen nobody or heard all the stories, but a lot of black people delete themselves. Happens all the time. You know what I mean? Every nationality of people this goes through. Nobody is exempt from the wiles of the devil. When demonic spirits come to attack you, they don't attack you based on your skin color. You know what I mean? So let's not say this isn't normal for us, because my audience doesn't consist of us. It consists of white folks, Asians, blacks, Latinos. Everybody watch my videos. You know what I mean? So now let's get back into the video. Let's find out what the mom think, what the mom is feeling, what she's going through regarding this situation, because this is crazy. I want to know where the wife at. You know what I mean? It goes on, it says Stefan Twitch boss mom is thanking family and friends for their prayers and love after her son's shocking death. Now, why would it be a shocking death to the mom? Because she know that's not like her son. You know what I mean? That's not like her son. Like, what's really going on? It's a shocking death because it wasn't supposed to happen. Something went wrong. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, based on everything that I've shared in all my live streams regarding this case, what is the motive for this man deleting himself? Nobody could answer that question. No one. Because he did not do it. He was murdered, and they're covering up his murder. Connie Boss Alexandra expressed her gratitude on social media, saying, family and friends, thank you for all the love, prayers, and encouragement. Please know I see all the messages, texts, posts, and the phone calls. So the mom is basically thanking everybody for all the texts, all the phone calls, and all the other things that goes into this. But see, the problem that I noticed with a lot of this is that it seemed like the family just accepts this, and nobody is questioning whether or not this man was murdered. I'm like, yo, what kind of family you got that they just accept what happened to you? This doesn't make any sense, man. So ladies, if your man turned up dead in a hotel room with a self-inflicted gunshot wound, you're just gonna accept that he took himself out. Even though you and him yesterday was talking about y'all were planning on getting married. You're just gonna accept it, right? It's crazy, man. Listen, when you know your partner, you know them. I don't want to hear nothing from no medical person talking about, well, you know, due to a abnormal, mental imbalance of some chemical reflex. I don't want to hear none of that nonsense. Anybody that self-delete is attacked by demons, period. There's no other way around it. Let's get back into this thing. So we see the mom right there with Twitch. You know what I mean? Why would he delete himself knowing his mom gonna be left behind? Come on, man. He know he gonna hurt his mom, man. It goes on, it says, in the Instagram story, it's clear Twitch death has been difficult on his mother. She says, I can't use words right now. Please know I will reach out when I can. Please continue to keep us in your prayers. That's what his mom said. See what I mean? She says, I can't use words right now. You know, please know I will reach out when I can. Please continue to keep us in prayers. But notice, there's no mention of the wife. Wife don't got nothing to say. Wife don't got nothing to say. Again, this is alarming. The wife don't got nothing to say, man. Red flags all over the place, man. A wife would be crying. A wife would be going hysterical, man. I don't want to hear nothing that anytime somebody dies. Listen, please stop the nonsense about people are in shock. Please stop that nonsense. Listen, I don't know what's the matter with people. I don't know what's wrong with you, but it seems as if though folks never had nobody that died around them. It got to be that. I think that nobody died around you folks, if you think this type of way. Well, I'm in shock that they died. I'm not in shock. I'm never in shock when anybody died. You know why? Because you don't live forever. You're born to die. Her speech is suppressed. That's what it is. She's shocked. She's in shock. She can't speak. No. I don't want to hear none of that. She was talking to the police, right? She was telling them about what was going on, right? She was talking to People magazine, right? She was talking to this one, right? So she was talking to all the tabloids. She was talking to all these different people, right? TMZ put out messages of the so-called wife claiming that his legacy and this and that. She spoke to everybody else, right? But she ain't come out to speak about her husband. Please give me a break with all that nonsense. Bars! Do you see how I just did that, ladies and gentlemen? Do you see how I just did that? Everybody talking about the wife can't speak because she's in shock, but she was speaking to People magazine. She was speaking to all the tabloids. She was speaking to TMZ. She was speaking to everybody. So she spoke to everybody regarding that. And notice this, ladies and gentlemen, we was talking about how, her publicist may have wrote that. Well, I thought she's in shock. I thought she can't speak. Why would a publicist speak on her behalf? That would make it even worse. So you mean to tell me you can't even speak for your own husband? But the mother is able to speak? Come on, fam. Y'all got to put the puzzle together. Something ain't right here. Something ain't right here. It goes on and it says, later on, tWitch's mom ends with a heartfelt note to her late son, Stephen Laurel. Laurel, your mother loves you to eternity and beyond. Now, why would he delete himself knowing he's going to hurt his mother? Ladies and gentlemen, why would he delete himself to hurt his mom? He's hurting his mother. Don't you think that's causing his mother pain? Why would her son, that had all of this going for himself, delete himself knowing that his mom is going to cry and be in pain and have heart issues and stress? Why would he cause his mom this kind of pain? Fam, he did not kill himself. He was murdered. He was murdered. Can't you see? He was murdered. He was murdered, fam. Trust and believe that. The brother was murdered, man. It goes on and it says, TMZ broke the story. The popular DJ and TV host was found dead Tuesday inside an Encino motel, the results of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He left a suicide note alluding to challenges he's faced in the past. That's a lie. Do you understand? That's a lie. Because TMZ put out the story claiming that he left a suicide note, but they didn't show us no suicide note. Up to now, there is no suicide note that we've seen. None. None. Also, let's look at this. It says he left a suicide note alluding to challenges he's faced in the past. Okay, let's examine this now. Let's examine this. What challenges did he face in the past and why his wife didn't agree with that statement? You don't think his wife would know about his challenges? You don't think his wife would know about what challenges? his wife would know about all his challenges. Now, here's the thing, fam. Here's the thing. I'm gonna now say something that's gonna mess you up. Could his challenges have been challenges with some sort of alternative desires that he have in his heart that he been fighting all his life? Bars. Could these challenges that he been facing in the past, could these challenges have been something that may have happened to him when he was younger that he's still struggling with today, that he's still engaging with today, and he don't want nobody to know? Could it be that? Come on, man. Listen, man, I'm putting the whole damn puzzle together, man. Ball! I'm putting this together, man. What struggles? What struggles you talking about? What struggles? He taught people how to overcome struggles. He told people to live their life. He told people to overcome their issues. So what struggles would he be alluding to? And why the wife ain't making a public statement regarding these so-called struggles? What struggles he had? This man didn't have no struggles that his wife known about. So any struggles that he's alluding to, obviously TMZ don't know what they are, because we already did a live show about that. They didn't know what he was talking about. So they just put this out there that he left a suicide note. What note? The note didn't say, hey guys, I'm taking my life because of this. It did not say that. They're lying. They're lying. If there's any challenges that this man was facing, it had to be something with the alternative life. And he didn't want it to get out there, allegedly. That's the only thing that we could look at today to speculate on that could be damaging, because it says he left a suicide note alluding to challenges he's faced in the past. So this have nothing to do with money. This have nothing to do with some bad investment deal. No, if they're saying that his note is alluding to challenges he faced in the past, what challenges he faced in the past that could be so bad, so horrible, that it's time for him to take his life? I'll tell you what that challenge is. He may have been struggling, and he may have been involved in a relationship with a man. He may have had a lot of desires for the alternative, and he'd been doing things behind his wife's back. And maybe perhaps he allegedly had a lover that is out there that was about to air him out. And he couldn't deal with that stress. And that took him to the next level. Because what could you have been alluding to challenges he faced in the past? What challenges? What challenges you faced in the past is still bothering you today to the point where you want to delete yourself? The only thing that would make you want to delete yourself today is somebody out there got a secret. And you know it's the most embarrassing secret you can even deal with. Because if all this time you've been married, you have children, and then it comes to find out that, the whole time Twitch was allegedly in the closet, or he was living a double life, he probably couldn't handle that. It's no different than guys that go to the penitentiary. You have a lot of guys that are straight guys, they go to the penitentiary, they did a bid, and for whatever reason, they got violated in prison. And they may have gotten violated for probably like damn near 5, 6, 7 years. You know what I mean? They were somebody's woman in prison. And that was the only way they were able to survive. They had to just be somebody's woman or else they would get killed. So when these guys come out of prison, they're traumatized by the life that they had to live behind bars. There's YouTube videos about this. Look it up on YouTube. There's YouTube videos of men that got on camera talking about how when they were in prison, they had to live as a woman in order to survive. And they just couldn't do it because they were weak. They weren't strong, and this is what they've done. And it bothers them to this day, even in their relationship. Some of these guys got married, they had kids, but it still haunts them to this day that they were a woman the whole time in prison, getting violated by guys. And my point is, it could be a possibility that Twitch allegedly may have been living the alternative life on the low. And because of these challenges of the past, allegedly, again, we are speculating, but at the same time, it makes interesting conversation. This may have led up to him self-deleting. There is no other logical explanation for a man that has a loving family, that has money, that have opportunity, that have everything going for himself. He's the light of the party. He's always encouraging others. How in the world could he pretty much delete himself? Why would he do that? Why would he do that? There is no reason for him to do that if he got everything going for himself. So the logical explanation for why a man would self-delete is he's under extreme stress of knowing that he would be aired out. And that's the bottom line. You understand? I mean, think about this. Think about if JayZ, JayZ is being aired out as bisexual, right? All this time he been married to Beyonce. And for some odd reason, a tape comes out with JayZ and some dude. You know what that's gonna do? You know what that's gonna do to a lot of you brothers, man? You brothers ain't gonna be the same no more. It'll mess that man up. Because again, if you want to live the alternative, that's your personal business. I'm not here to debate what you're doing is right or wrong. I'm not here for that. I'm here to deal with the information at hand to make my points very clear. So to each his own. But my point is, what would cause this man to delete himself other than that one reason? Because there have been many times where people deleted themselves because they may have felt bullied. They may have felt that their family wouldn't accept them because they live the alternative lifestyle, so they self-delete. They may have been teased in school because they live the alternative life, so they feel some sort of shame, so they delete themselves out of fear. So my point is, could it be possible that Twitch may have been living the alternative life, and because of that, the mental pressure that he endured all these years of hiding it, of not really being himself, allegedly caused him to the point where somebody was about to air him out? And this happens a lot in the industry. This happens a lot where people are about to air you out, man. Some of you guys, you may have been cheating on your woman or whatever the case is, right? And the woman that you've been messing with, she caught feelings. She's really into you, and she decided to air you out. And you're like, look, don't do it, man. You're gonna mess up my family. My wife is gonna do this. I mean, don't do that. She's like, I'm airing you out because I love you and I want to be with you. And they just air you out. There's nothing you could do about it. You know what I mean? There's nothing you could do about it. But that's exactly how things go. And it could have been a situation where somebody called him to that hotel room, told him, look, I'm airing you out, so it's time for you to be real. You out here portraying a lifestyle on social media like you're this family guy, and you know what we doing on the side. Things like this happen all the time. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we are examining different situations to find out what caused this man to self-delete. What caused him to self-delete? Because he had it all. He had everything going. So why would TMZ claim that he left a note alluding to challenges he faced in the past? So what were those challenges, and why TMZ didn't put them? You know why? Because maybe those challenges that was in that note had something to do with alternative lifestyle desires, and they didn't want to put it out there. Bars. They didn't want to put it out there. Because look, if TMZ got the note, if TMZ claimed he left a suicide note alluding to challenges he faced in the past, what are those challenges? Why they didn't list the challenges? Because all they're doing is raising more questions. All they're gonna do is make people speculate. All they're gonna do is make people think like, what were those challenges? Was he struggling with the alternative lifestyle? What was he doing? What kind of challenges did Twitch had? You know what I mean? Who knows what that letter said? Who knows what's going on? And they didn't release it because they don't want nobody to know that he deleted himself. Let me tell you something, fam. They would not release that. The letter, they would not release the letter. You know why? Because if they release the letter and it have anything to do with Twitch allegedly deleting himself because of any sort of alternative desire thoughts or relationship issues he struggled with, if they did that, it would send a bad message. It would send a bad message to, I guess, younger people that are living the alternative life, that someone else deleted themselves because of it, especially during the holidays. That's why they didn't put it out there, fam. I'm putting this all together. Well, they never told us what kind of gun was used. They never gave it back. Look, if he deleted himself by a self-inflicted gunshot wound, that gun belongs to the wife. That's their property. They would have to give her back the gun. Do you really think she's going to take back the gun? You know? So this thing is just not looking right, fam. I don't believe nothing they said thus far. I believe this man was murdered. I believe somebody murdered him. And again, if he self-deleted, it's because of the reasons I just finished explaining. There's no other way a man would delete himself when he had it all. He had it all. He had money, he had the family, he had the fame, he had the success. What struggles, what challenges? Notice what they call it. He left a suicide note alluding to challenges, which mean more than one challenge he faced in the past. So past challenges is bothering him today. Fam, the only logical explanation is that Twitch boss allegedly struggled with the alternative lifestyle. There is no other thing he has struggled with that can make him delete himself. There's nothing else. Do you understand me? I looked at this particular situation and analyzed all of the information. There is no reason for this man to self-delete. He had everything going for him in his life. You understand? He had everything going for himself. And do me a favor, we have about 800 people in the building. I would really appreciate it. Really appreciate it if you click that like button if you're enjoying the stream. If you feel that this stream is making a difference, if you feel that this stream is giving new insight and information and perspective on what can possibly may have happened to Twitch, then give the video a like. Show some support because it's very encouraging. It helps me to do what I do and it helps the algorithm. Appreciate it. So let's get back to this, find out more about what mom have to say. I think that's about it. It's going to move into other stories and different things because I want to cover different things. Okay, Twitch's grandfather just revealed the chilling last words he told him before his death. Our question is why? Interesting. So the grandfather is going to reveal the last chilling words that Twitch pretty much put out there. It says, since his sudden death, fans have wondered what Twitch's last words were and what his final moments were like with his friends and family before he killed himself and left his loved ones with more questions than answers. Now notice how that was put. They're saying that he killed himself. And notice this, killed himself and left his loved ones with more questions than answers. So why the wife is accepting the fact that he murdered himself? Why she's not focused on this may have been, a hit. Maybe somebody plotted on him, a blood sacrifice. She's just accepting this. This doesn't even make no sense. This makes no sense. It talks about how Twitch, whose real name is Stephen Laurel Boss, was born on September 29th, 1982 in Montgomery, Alabama. He rose to fame in 2008 when he was the runner-up on So You Think You Can Dance Season 4. He returned to So You Think You Can Dance as an all-star in 2011, 2012, 2013, and as a team captain in 2015. He was also a judge on the series in 2018 and 2022. Along with So You Think You Can Dance, Twitch was also known as a DJ on Ellen DeGeneres' show, which he appeared on from 2014 to the talk show's finale in 2022. In addition to his dance career, Twitch was also an actor, starring in movies like Blades of Glory, Hairspray, Stomp the Yard, Homecoming, Step Up 3D, Step Up Revolution, Step Up All In, and Magic Mike. He also appeared in TV shows like Modern Family and Young and Hungry. So he have an extensive resume of different, things he dealt with in the industry. So he had a very, very successful life. You understand what I'm saying? So why would anybody do stuff like this? Why would anybody come in and just say, hey, he deleted himself when he had all of these things going for himself? It doesn't make no sense. What's going on in the chat? Let me see what's going on. Somebody says at Ed block him. What do you mean at Ed block him? What are you talking about? Because I don't see no mods in the building, so hey, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, let me continue reading on. Let me see what's next. Okay. It goes on and it says, wait, hold on. It says, after more than a decade in Hollywood, Twitch died by suicide on December 13, 2022. Now, why would a man that has a family and kids delete himself during the holidays? People, put the puzzle together. Well, I already done know what it is, sir. When it comes to an illusion, I already done know all of that. My job is just to make the people understand. I already done know what it is. I already done know what's going on. The problem is society don't know what's going on, and they just kind of just go with the narrative that, Twitch just deleted himself. No, he didn't do that. A man had all that success. He's receiving royalties from all those different projects. On top of that, it's the holiday season. He has he has children. Why would he delete himself on the 13th? Now think about that, fam. On the 13th, right? Think about that. Numbers. By suicide on the 13th of all days. Interesting, right? It goes on. He was 40 years old. He was survived by his wife, Allison Holker, a contestant on So You Think You Can Dance, season 2, and their 3 children. I don't got no time to go through all the names. It is with the heaviest of hearts that I have to share my husband. Now notice this. This is supposed to be the wife that is speaking here, right? We know this is not her. This is a publicist. This is somebody, PR person. It is with the heaviest of hearts. Nobody talks like that when their husband died. Nobody talks like that. Nobody talks like that when someone in their family died. Nobody comes in and says, it is with the heaviest of hearts that I have to share my husband. Stefan has left us. Nobody talks like that. That's not her word. Somebody else wrote all of that. I'm letting you know that straight up and down. Somebody else wrote that. That is not normal. That is not normal. Nobody would write like that. It is with heaviest of hearts that I have to share my husband Stefan has left us, Holker said in a statement at the time of Twitch death. Stefan lit up every room he stepped into. He valued family. Well, if he valued family, he would not delete himself. So obviously somebody else wrote this. He valued family, friends, and community above all else, and leading with love and light was everything to him. If it was, he would not delete himself, ma'am. That would mean that somebody murdered him. I don't understand, but I know the wife didn't write this. There's no way. It's interesting how the chat are not paying attention. Somebody said, why do you think it's not her words? Do you know how to read? Do you know how to understand? Did you graduate? Do you know that you have to read to understand? Do you know how to do that? Have you ever read a book to understand? Are you paying attention in class? This is not his wife talking. Let me read it for you, because obviously you don't know how to read to understand. You don't know how to. And just goes to show how society believes anything. Listen to these words, fam. They want you to believe this is the wife talking here, right? It goes on and it says, it is with the heaviest of hearts that I have to share my husband Stefan has left us. That is not his wife. That is somebody else who wrote these public statements. The wife did not write that. And notice they said Holker said in a statement at the time of Twitch's death. Stefan lit up every room he stepped into. He valued family, friends, and community above all else. If he did why would he delete himself? It's not making no sense. You understand? I'm not even paying no mind to all these people in the chat. Y'all crazy. I'm just being honest with you. You're crazy. I'm convinced that a lot of people in the chat, they're just emotional. Look, this is what I'm going to say to all you people in the chat. If something happened to someone in your family and they die, I'm going to see how devastated you are. Because if your husband or your man turn up dead, or if your child turn up dead, you will have a lot to say. You ain't gonna be online. You ain't gonna be online talking about it's with heaviest of hearts that I share my husband died. Nobody talks like that. You understand? And this is the problem with people. They're too emotional and they're not paying attention in class, fam. This is sad. It goes on and it says, let me see where we at. Hoker said in a statement at the time of tWitch death, Stefan lit up every room he stepped into. He valued family, friends, and community above all else, and leading with love and light was everything to him. If it was everything to him, he would not self-delete. These are lies. Do you understand me? A man that has love for family and friends and community would not kill himself. Anybody that would think that this is his wife talking is crazy. Somebody put this out there because at the end of the day, the wife and the husband is under multiple contracts. Do you understand that? So they're not just gonna let them just put anything out there. The publicist got to put something out there. The wife did not write this. It goes on and says, he was the backbone of our family. If he was, he wouldn't self-delete. A backbone is strong. A man would not self-delete. That would make him a coward. Do you understand me? To accept that your husband committed suicide is to say that he's a coward. Why would you let that sit on his legacy? You would be fighting. You would say, nah, he didn't do that. Not my husband. Because anybody that commits suicide is a coward. There's no way around that. You a coward. Anything is selfish. It's the most selfish thing you can do is take your own life and leave your family behind, trying to figure out what went wrong. That's selfish. And on top of that, you ain't go to heaven. So if tWitch allegedly committed suicide, he's in hell right now. I'm just being honest with you. Do you understand me? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if tWitch committed suicide and deleted himself, please don't say rest in peace, because he would be in hell right now. Anybody that commits suicide goes straight to hell. You don't go to heaven. What are you talking about? You killed yourself. So there's nothing to celebrate. There's no reason to say RIP. There's no reason to say condolences. There's no reason to say anything, because if a man commits suicide, if a woman commits suicide, anybody that commits suicide goes straight to hell. There's no way around it. You understand? It's just that simple. You know, you go straight to hell. It's just simple as that. The Bible says that when the rich man and the poor man died, the rich man lifted up his eyes in hell. To all you people that's focused on the damn grave, read the Bible. The dead in Christ goes into Abraham's bosom, awaiting the judgment. Those that die and those that are wicked as hell, they go straight to hell. The Bible says that the wicked man died and the rich man, the wicked rich man died and the poor man. And it says in hell, he lift up his eyes. Do you understand me? I'm bringing it out. You know what I mean? Now, let's see if we could get this. Let's see if we could get this, because I don't got no time to entertain and play games with you, man. I don't got no time for the religious spirits and people that just want to be dumbed down and don't want to edify themselves and don't read. I focus on real talk, real issues, right? Let's see. Let's see what we got. Let me see. Bum. Let me see if we could bring this up. See if we could bring this piece up here, because, all right, here we go. For all you religious folks out there that don't read the Bible, right? We're gonna bring this out. We're gonna shut you down, because one thing I don't like is people that are foolish, that don't know anything, but wanna talk, right? Okay, we're gonna talk about this right now. I'm gonna bring this out, and I don't care if you get offended. I'm not here for your feelings. I'm here for the truth. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for the truth. I'm not here to BS nobody. So we're going to bring this out. We're going to bring out the scriptures. We bringing out the scriptures. That's right. We bringing it out. We bringing out these scriptures. We don't got no time for this. We don't got no time for none of this nonsense. We bringing it all out. Everybody's a scholar. People don't know nothing. You don't even follow the Most High. You don't even keep his damn commandments. Please, be quiet. You understand? Listen, fam, check this out. Check this out. Luke 16, 19 to 25. There was a certain rich man, which was clothed in purple and fine linen. Right? It goes on in verse 20, and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, right? Which was laid at his gate, full of sores, 21, and desired to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. 22. And it came to pass that the beggar died. The beggar died. Now notice where he was carried. And was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. Now notice that. Notice that. The beggar was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. When people that lived for the Most High die, they are carried into Abraham's bosom, which is in paradise. Do you understand? But notice this. And the rich man also died. Let's see if he went into Abraham's bosom and was buried. Verse 23. And in hell he lift up his eyes. Now notice that. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, when we all die, we get buried. Yes, indeed, we do. But the Bible says that the beggar, the poor man, he was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom, which is paradise, which is the place of like a holding place for the people of the Most High, for the people that were righteous, or for the innocent, where children go, where children die, children that are pretty much young. And people always ask where babies go. Well, they go into Abraham's bosom. They were innocent. They didn't know right from wrong. They died unexpectedly. They're all in Abraham's bosom in a safe place, awaiting the resurrection. But notice what happened to the rich man. It says in verse 23, and in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments. And notice this, and seeing Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. So in hell, the people that are in hell are able to look afar off. It's like a gulf that separates the two, and they can see the people that are in Abraham's bosom. Verse 24, it goes on and it says, and he cried out, he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. Bars. He's tormented in these flames. But notice this, verse 25. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receiveth thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. You see that? You see that? But now, wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. I gotta bring more out. Hold on a second. I gotta bring more out. There's more to that. There's more to that. There's more to that, ladies and gentlemen. There is more to this. And I gotta bring it out. I gotta bring it out. Right? Because there's more to this. So that was Luke 16. Again, for everybody that's in the stream, you have to understand that I'm also a biblical teacher as well. And I teach on various topics and various information. So if you want to learn, learn. If you want to leave, leave. At the end of the day, we're going to bring this truth out. We're going to bring this truth out. We ain't going to have nobody around here ignorant and they don't know what's going on. Right? So now let me bring this into the stream, because again, I'm not here to play. I'm here to bring it out. I'm bringing out all the information. We ain't playing no game. So we see clearly that the poor man went into Abraham's bosom. The rich man went straight to hell, right? So to all the people that think that, oh, you commit suicide, you went to heaven. No, you went straight to hell, bro. Sad to say. But now let's continue on, because we got to get more understanding, right? That's what you're here for, right? You want to learn the truth? Okay, pay attention. Now, it goes on and it says in verse 26 in Luke, and besides all this, between us there is a great gulf. Wait, hold on a second. Let me see if I forgot something. Hold on a second. Okay, we read to verse 25, right? All right, so we got that. So now we're going to verse 26. Now it says, and besides us, between us, and there is a great gulf fixed. So between hell and paradise, there's a gulf, there's a separation, right? So that they which would pass from hence to you cannot. So the people that are in hell cannot pass into paradise, neither can they pass to us. That would come from thence. Verse 27, then he said, now notice this is the so-called rich guy who was wicked. He said, then he said, I pray thee therefore, Father, that thou wouldest send him to my father's house. Now notice what he's doing while in hell. He's asking, could you send somebody to his father's house? Verse 28, for I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them, lest they also come into this place of torment. Now notice what he's doing. He's asking Father Abraham if he can send people to his house because he have 5 brethren and he want them to testify that it's real. You know, for all you people out there that believe that hell is fake, heaven ain't real, God ain't real, it's all fake. Well, okay, this guy went to hell, and when he got there, he tried to get Father Abraham to send someone to testify that this place is real. And notice what Abraham says, verse 29, Abraham saith unto him, they have Moses and the prophets, let them hear them. Wow. Verse 30, and he said, nay, Father Abraham, but if one went unto them from the dead, they will repent. Verse 31, and he said unto him, if they hear not Moses and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded, though one was raised from the dead. Bars. Do you see that? So now that we got that all out the can, if you're not persuaded by what I'm saying, and you don't believe what I'm saying, oh, trust and believe, you will lift your eyes up in hell, and you will learn the truth, and you will cry when you are in torment. So if tWitch committed suicide, guess what? He's in hellfire right now. He's being tormented. So if he thought that by taking his life, he's gonna be in a better place, no, he's in a worse place. I'm just letting you know, straight up and down. You see that? That's just how it is. You know what I mean? The Messiah wasn't a Christian, to whoever this is. The Messiah wasn't a Christian. Abraham wasn't a Christian. None of the men in the Bible were Christians. So your words don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? I'm an awakened Israelite according to the Bible. I don't follow Christianity. Christianity is a man-made religion, just like every other religion. You understand? So be very careful of the words that you spit, because you will be the one lifting your eyes up in hell. Because if you're not following the Most High, if you're not keeping his commandments, then you haven't accomplished the whole duty of man. For the whole duty of man is to keep the commandments of the Most High. And if you're not doing that, you will be in hell's fire. You will not take your part in heaven. You will not go. You know what I mean? So now, with all of that said, I pretty much debunked all the BS that people may claim. When people die that are righteous, that are good, that are pure, they go into Abraham's bosom. The Bible says, thou shalt not kill. So if a man self-delete, he just killed himself. He murdered himself. You understand? You cannot kill yourself and get to heaven. You just murdered yourself. That's a sin. You died in your sin. There is no coming back. So if Twitch allegedly deleted himself, don't say RIP, because he's not resting in peace. He's in torment right now. This is serious business. That's why I had to show you from the Bible. That's why I had to show you. Listen, people, if going to heaven was as simple as deleting yourself, everybody would delete themselves as poor. They would just go delete themselves and say, hey, let me hurry up and get to heaven. That's not how it works. And again, the Bible says people are willfully ignorant because they don't want to read. Notice, ladies and gentlemen, this whole live stream, all I've been doing was reading. Reading. That's why I'm knowledgeable. Because I read. I read to understand. And I know clearly that his wife did not write this piece that you see on this website. She did not write this, right? So now it goes on and it says something along the lines of, because I ain't gonna go through all of that other stuff. She said he was the backbone of our family, the best father and the best husband and father, and an inspiration to his fans. If Twitch was all of those things, why would he self-delete? Why would he self-delete? He would not do that. It goes on and says, so what were Twitch's last words? Read on what we know about Twitch's last words and what his final conversations were like with his friends and family before he killed himself, right? So now let's go to that particular part right here, right? Let me forward this thing up, okay? It says, what were Twitch's last words? Talks about some full article or whatever the case is. It goes on, what were Twitch's last words? Twitch's grandfather, Eddie Boss, told the Daily Mail on December 15th, 2022 about the final conversation he had with his grandson before he died 2 days later. We spoke as recently as Saturday on more than one occasion, Eddie said. He was the same happy-go-lucky person that he always been. We had no indication that anything was out of the ordinary. He continued, he was a very humble, generous person. He brought light into everybody's lives. We're completely devastated right now. All I can say is he was a beautiful person that contributed so much to this world and to everyone he met in a positive way. We miss him dearly and we're hurting tremendously. Now think about all the hurts and the pains that the grandfather is going through and the family is going through. Why would Twitch put his relatives and his family through all of this information, all of this issues? Why would he do that? Why would he put his family through this type of stuff? It wouldn't make any sense. You know what I mean? It's just sad. But this is what's going on in the world today. So it goes on and it says, let me see, Eddie, who traveled from Arizona to Los Angeles to be with Twitch's family after his death, also reveal the last text message Twitch sent to him before he committed suicide. Every word has meaning. His last words to me were a simple text that says, I love you, Dad. Our question is why? Where did it come from? He said. Eddie also told the Daily Mail that he was still not sure Twitch's death was a suicide. Oh, man. There you go. There you go. Notice this, fam. Y'all better peep the game. Eddie also told the Daily Mail that he was still not sure Twitch's death was a suicide, despite the Los Angeles Police Department confirming that his grandson died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. You see that? So the grandfather is smart. The grandfather said he's still not sure. How did Twitch die? It goes on and it says, how did Twitch die? Twitch's wife, Allison Halker, confirmed her husband's death in a statement to people. Now notice this, the wife is talking to People. You see that? People magazine or whatever you want to call it, right? She's talking to People. She's talking to all these different TMZ. She's giving all these statements, but you don't see her on camera crying. You don't see her talking about any past struggles her husband had, whether he suffered from depression, any childhood issues, because if TMZ is claiming that he alluded in a note about some sort of challenges he faced as a youth or whatever the case is in the past, why the wife isn't talking about none of that? See, the grandfather is smart. The grandfather's like, look, this is not my grandson. So it goes on and it says, how tWitch died. tWitch wife Allison Halker confirmed her husband's death in a statement to People on December 14th, 2022. He was 40 years old. It is in the heaviest of hearts that I have to share. My husband, Stefan, has left us. Notice she said her husband has left us. That doesn't sound like a man that committed suicide. What do you mean left us? Look at how it's put. Look at the wording. He has left us. No, left us mean like, someone died of natural causes. He left us, he died of natural causes. No. They're saying that your husband committed suicide. Why you accept it if you're his wife? You should be fighting against this. And she's not. That's a red flag in my book. That's a red flag. Halka said in a statement, Stefan lit up every room he stepped into. He valued family, friends, and community above all else, and leading with love and light was everything to him. He was the backbone of our family, the best husband and father, and inspiration to his fans. She continued, to say he left a legacy would be an understatement, and his positive impact will continue to be felt. I am certain there won't be a day that goes by that we won't honor his memory. We ask for privacy during this time. I don't like when people keep saying they ask for privacy. This is a public matter. Please stop that nonsense. That's a publicist that's saying that. Listen, anytime somebody dies, you see the same thing. It's the same MO, the same format of the text. We ask for privacy during this difficult time. When Takeoff passed, same thing. When Shanquella passed, there was public statement with the same wording, the same way, the same thing. These are all PR people that put out this nonsense. You cannot say we ask for privacy during this difficult time when it's a public situation that's all over the news. It's all over the news. It is public, right? We ask for privacy during this difficult time for myself and especially for our 3 children. She ended her statement with, and the reason why a lot of times they ask for privacy is because they don't want to be held accountable for anything. They don't want nobody to question them. You understand? That's why they say that, right? Especially for our 3 children. She ended her statement with a message to her husband, Stefan, we love you, we miss you, and we'll always save the last dance for you, she said. Does that sound like a wife that is mourning, distraught, and hurting? No, it don't. It don't. That don't sound like no wife. That do not sound like a wife right there. It goes on, Twitch's cause of death was ruled a suicide by a gunshot wound to the head, according to page 6. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner report no signs of foul play. Now notice this, ladies and gentlemen, the medical examiner claimed no signs of foul play, no signs of foul play. The medical examiner claimed that. And notice how fast this information came out. Notice that. Notice how fast this information came out from the medical examiner. That quick, that there's no signs of foul play. And the case has been officially closed. Wow. 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 The case has been officially closed. This is crazy. So basically, they officially closed the case. So he was murdered. They labeled it a suicide. The medical examiner claims there was no signs of foul play. The case is officially closed. TMZ also reported that a suicide note was found at the scene of Twitch's death, in which he wrote ambiguously about his past struggles. Now, why would he write about his past struggles in a note? What past struggles would constitute a man deleting himself other than a possible alleged affair with a man? What could be the struggle? Because they're covering up the whole thing, but I'm trying to figure out what struggle did this man struggle with in his past that made him delete himself today? Again, the only logical explanation is that this man had an affair. with a man, not a woman, with a man, because he said struggles, past struggles. Now, if this man were to just delete himself in his car in his garage, no one would be making any videos. It'll just be a simple thing of, wow, he died in his house. What does the wife have to say about that? But when you go take your tail to a motel to delete yourself, it raises a lot of red flags. Why go travel, pay for an Uber, use your credit card, use your banking information, turn your phone on airplane mode so nobody could trace you or call you? Why would you do all of that to delete yourself and leave a note? Why would you leave a note at a motel when you could have just left it at home in your car with your wife? This man was murdered, people. This man was murdered. This is a blood sacrifice. It's a blood sacrifice, fam. Total blood sacrifice. There's no way around this, fam. This man was murdered. There's no way around this. Straight up and down, murdered, man. Talking about past struggles and challenges. Notice that. Notice what it says, ladies and gentlemen. It says, past struggles and challenges. So this is what TMZ is saying on the note, but they didn't tell us what they are. Why they kept that information from us, right? Because they don't want you to know that he was struggling, possibly with the alternative lifestyle desires, possibly a relationship with a man, and so on and so forth, and they don't want the public to know about it, man. This was definitely a blood sacrifice ritual, man. They brushed this thing under the rug so fast, they literally have the medical examiner give their report right away. This is crazy, man. I don't see how could anybody just take this thing so serious and think that it's the 100% facts. It doesn't even make no sense. It don't make no sense at all. He goes on and says, law enforcement sources told TMZ that Twitch's wife, Allison Halka, ran into a Los Angeles police department, really, a police department station on December 13th, 2022. So she ran into the station. Now think about that, ladies and gentlemen. A wife ran into the station to report about her husband missing. You don't tell me this ain't a red flag? She ain't called them so they could come to the house. No, she ran into a police department station on December 13th, 2022, frantic. Why would she be frantic? Because she already done knew that he was killed. Why? Because she may have had an alleged involvement in the cover-up of his murder. Red flag. You don't just come from your home and run to a police station to report this unless you know for a fact that this man is dead. She got inside information. She may have gotten a call, she may have gotten a text, or she may have came from the damn hotel room and saw the body on the floor and just literally did her part to make herself look innocent, allegedly, right? It goes on and it says she pretty much, ran into the so-called police station, did what she had to do, frantic, because Twitch had left their house without his car. So because he left the house without the car, she did all of that, which wasn't like him. At around 11:15 a.m., right, paramedics received a call from a medical emergency at the Oak Tree Inn in Encino, California, less than a mile Twitch and Halker's home, where he was found dead in the bathroom from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. He was pronounced dead on the scene. Sources told TMZ that Twitch checked into the motel on the morning of December 12, 2022, a day before his death. He took an Uber from his home to the motel and switched his phone to airplane mode so no one could contact or track him. Why would anybody do that if they're gonna delete themselves? This is all BS, man. This is all one big cover-up. The whole story is a cover-up. Anybody that's deleting themselves ain't worrying about their damn phone being on airplane mode. And how could they know he switched it to airplane mode? Because they're trying to insinuate that this is what he did to avoid being tracked. That's BS. Because when they find the body, they're gonna know who he is, and they're gonna know his name, and they're gonna know the information because he paid for the hotel room. So all that tracking and nonsense is a bunch of jokes. Smoke and mirrors. This is a blood sacrifice. This was a blood sacrifice, people. This was a murder, and I believe that the wife is allegedly involved, period. So it goes on and it says less than a mile away from the home where he was pronounced dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head and pronounced dead on the scene. Sources told TMZ Twitch checked into a motel room on December 12th, and pretty much a day before his death, he took an Uber. Now think about this. If he took an Uber Shouldn't the wife know that he took an Uber? The wife never told the police that he took an Uber. She said that he left the house frantically. He left the house unexpectedly, and it wasn't him. She said he did that and he didn't take his car. So if he left his house, how come she didn't see him take an Uber? You understand? It's crazy, man. So he just left the house and she didn't follow behind him. He just left the house, right? She ain't try to stop him. She ain't try to find out nothing. She just let it rock, right? Really? And you want me to believe that? But he switched his phone to airplane mode? Lies. Motel staffers told TMZ that Twitch didn't seem distressed and wasn't visibly upset. So if he wasn't distressed or wasn't visibly upset, how in the world he end up with a bullet in his head? When he arrived at the hotel, staffers also told TMZ that he came with a small bag, insinuating that he had a gun in the bag. That's what they're basically saying, and booked the room for just one night. Well, how did he get a gun into a hotel? Please explain that to me, fam. Please explain to me. How do you get a gun into a hotel, fam? How do you just get a gun into a hotel? I tell you, man, this is crazy. But anyway, let's go. Let's find out what you got to say. Hotel staffers told TMZ Twitch didn't seem to be distressed or upset. He arrived at the hotel with a small bag and booked a room for one night when he missed his checkout time at 11 a.m. It's interesting that his checkout time is at 11 a.m. Well, then again, it depends on what time you booked into the hotel. That really determines the time. And didn't respond to the motel staff calls on December 13th. Housekeeping and management knocked repeatedly on Twitch's door. When there was no answer, management opened the door, saw a body on the floor, and immediately called police. Now, how did they saw the body on the floor as soon as they opened the door if the body was in the bathroom? You see this? It says that housekeeping knocked the door, right, repeatedly on Twitch's door where there wasn't no answers. Management opened the door, saw a body on the floor. So how they do that? How they just open the door and saw the body on the floor? How? If he's in the bathroom. So you're telling me that the bathroom is just right there? As soon as you open the door, the bathroom right there? Why? So he deleted himself with the bathroom door open? He didn't close the door? I mean, he did everything else, right? He put his phone on airplane mode. He did all this other stuff, so he could at least close the door. So he left the door open and you saw the body on the floor? These are lies, people. These are lies. These are all lies. Everything they're talking about is a lie, right? So it goes on and it says that, let me see where we at. There was no answer, so staffers told okay, the motel managers. All right, where we at? Okay, they knocked on his door. There was no answer. Management opened the door, saw the body on the floor, and immediately called police. The staffers told TMZ that they didn't hear a gunshot. Now, how you ain't hear a gunshot in a hotel? How he killed himself and nobody knew what happened? How this happened? How this happened? Because look, check this out, fam. Check this out, fam. At what time did he kill himself? At what time did he kill himself? Because check this out. Here's the information they didn't put in there, fam. Y'all gotta look at this. Check this out. If he booked the hotel room for the night, for one day, right? At what time did he kill himself? Because he could have killed himself at night, or he could have killed himself in the morning. They tried to say that he killed himself in the morning time by saying that it had heavy traffic around the hotel. So because of the noise of all of the cars and everything, that's probably why we didn't hear the gunshot. That's a lie. A gunshot is a gunshot. It doesn't matter where you are, you're gonna hear it. Especially the neighboring hotel rooms, they're gonna hear it. Because I showed the video proof where you saw the room, I think it's 249, it was next to 248. So the hotel room next door would have heard the gunshots. They are lying. You understand? They murdered this man, people. They murdered him, and even the wife don't want justice for her husband. That's a red flag. Right? So they basically said they didn't hear nothing. They don't know what's going on. They didn't hear no gunshot. Twitch stayed at the motel's layout, has separate units, and the structure is in a U shape. The hotel's manager also told US Weekly that the Oak Tree Inn didn't rent out rooms for a week following Twitch's death. So basically, you know what they're saying? Oh my goodness, man. Are y'all listening to this? Are y'all reading this thing along with me? Are y'all reading this? Did y'all just see that? Look what they just said, fam. I just now got this info. Check this out. The motel manager also told, look at how the hotel is covering themselves. This was a blood sacrifice, people. They murdered this man. Look at this clue. The motel's manager also told US Weekly that the Oak Tree Inn, check it out, didn't rent out rooms for a week. That's a damn lie. Oh man, yo. Listen, people, are y'all reading this to understand what they just did there? They just tried to undo what I just told you. Because if there are neighboring apartments, they're supposed to hear gunshots. But notice what the manager said. The motel's manager also told, why would the manager even tell them this? What does this information have to do with anything, and why are they even telling them this? Let me break it down, people. Let me break this down, man, because I got to get out of here in a few, fam. Check this out. The motel's manager also told US Weekly that the Oak Tree Inn didn't rent out rooms for a week following Twitch's death. That means that Twitch was the only one at the motel. That's crazy. Yo, blood sacrifice. Blood sacrifice. This man was murdered, people. I submit to you that Stefan Twitch Boss, DJ Stefan Twitch Boss, was murdered in a blood sacrifice ritual. You mean to tell me that the manager of the hotel told US Weekly that the Oak Tree Inn didn't rent out rooms for a week? So that means that Twitch was the only living resident in all of the rooms at the motel. This is a damn sacrifice. Boom! We bringing it out. Ain't nobody on YouTube bringing this thing out, fam. Just by that alone, fam, let's get those likes to 1,000, bruh. Just for that bit of information alone, fam. Do me a favor and let's get those likes up to 1,000, man. Look how we just uncovered that. Why would the manager even tell them this? You know why? Because they know if they got other people in the hotel, somebody had to hear something. The managers told US Weekly that the Oak Tree Inn didn't rent out rooms for a week. So nobody was at the hotel but Twitch. The employee also confirmed that Twitch was alone and that everything was normal. Nothing was weird the day Twitch body was found. Fam, this was a blood sacrifice. There's no way around it. There's no way around it, man. On December 13, 2022, at around 11:20 a.m., West Valley Division officers responded to an ambulance death investigation. A radio call at a motel. Investigators determined that the deceased died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and there were no signs of foul play. The case was handed over to the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office. A representative for the Los Angeles Police Department told Entertainment Tonight, I guess that's what they told him. And that's pretty much that on that situation there, fam. I'm going to have more in a few, you know what I'm saying? We're going to sign off for now. I'm going to pretty much do a part 2 to this video. I got to talk more about this, fam. This is crazy. This is crazy, fam. The hotel basically said, the manager, that they didn't rent out no rooms the whole week. So tWitch was the only one at the hotel, y'all. tWitch was the only one. He was the only one at the hotel. Imagine that. You the only one at the hotel. You gonna tell me this is not a blood sacrifice? Yeah, we need footage. We definitely need footage of that. You know, people are always at the hotel. This is definitely a blood sacrifice now. And this is new info to me, fam. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get up on out of here. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe today. I appreciate everybody that joined in the stream. All the people that support via Cash App. If you like my videos, if you like my content, you know, support via Cash App, $ Ringo TV Raw. Really appreciate your support. If you're not subscribed, subscribe today. Click the notification bell for all so that you can be notified when we go live. Right? We'll be back, you know what I'm saying, probably in about an hour. And I'll be right back at it, fam. It is what it is, man. So we're going to stay on this case. We're going to recap on this information and share more news on what's going on. So everybody have a blessed day, you know what I'm saying, with your family, friends, and so on and so forth. If you're on the road, you know, drive safe, wear your seatbelt, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ringo TV Reactions, fam. We out of here. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $ Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth, 100% raw and uncut. I'm out.